I think Bitcoin's upside is arguably somewhat unbounded um, for a couple of reasons. One is, increasingly digital world, and over 50% of all global GDP in the last 10 years came from digital growth. It is going to raise the question why we have regional money. I mean, it's a strange concept, but if most of the economy is creating value, why do we charge different prices in Ireland and the US for the same piece of software? So you do want to have, a sort of unit of value that's clean and digital. And of course, in an increasingly digital world, it's really hard to have trust. And Bitcoin is still the only blockchain that has never had a fraudulent entry. And that compares to a fiat financial system that usually has an oracle where, JP Morgan's latest earnings report, not only is 6% of all their financial activity labeled suspicious, that number is growing despite all that increase in cybersecurity. So I think that there's a lot of ways to think of Bitcoin's upside in simplistic ways because not everybody wants to do a model and project future growth rates. The first is really thinking of Bitcoin as a replacement for gold as digital gold. And there is a slide, page 9. Gold's network value is 20 trillion. And by the way, gold is actually not even that scarce because gold is not only is mined from the ground, but I think less than 1% of all gold has actually been extracted. So the earth contains a huge amount of untapped gold. But on top of that, I visited the Australian Mint several years ago, and I learned that almost all the gold on the earth was actually a result of extraterrestrial impacts. So the universe has a plentiful supply of gold. If Bitcoin were to replace gold, the next slide shows that you would get to a network value for Bitcoin of 950,000 per Bitcoin. But gold supply is increasing roughly 2 to 3% a year, and the price of gold is actually rising. So I would say the minimum displacement, if you were just looking at gold as a substitute, Bitcoin should be roughly 1 million, and that's more than a 10 times increase from here.